Monday at pregame on the People's Champ, Johnny Detroit. Let's get right to the action. Recap first. I want to say I apologize to Mr. Tony George. I hurt the big guy's feelings. I left him out of the recap yesterday when most of the pros on their big games lost on Saturday. Tony had a winning day on Saturday. He's been on a hot run overall. But Tony, just so you know, and I said it in the forum, just want to hear it sometimes when you type text, IM, email, things are lost in translation. I was referring to some of the bigger plays that were released on Saturday. I didn't do a rundown of every single pro. So, yes, Tony George had a winning Saturday. Tony, sorry if I left you out. So I'm going to start the video off. Tony did lose his best bet yesterday on the Detroit Lions, but he went 3-1 overall, won money, grinded out a profit. So winning day yesterday for Tony. Marco did hit his big bet on Houston Texans late at night, but he had a losing day overall because his lesser plays won. And I have to say I wasn't really cheering for all you guys that are the Lions, as my game of the week was on the Minnesota Vikings. I just felt that Lions hodgepodge ragtag unit of defense that they put together, playing in the noise, and also the fact they're not the greatest sometimes when they're playing good running backs, and AP has had an amazing year. Plus, being a fan of the Lions and season ticket holder at Ford Field, I know how difficult it is for teams in a noise, especially in closed stadiums like that, to play. And then the Minnesota Vikings are extra loud, just like the people at Ford Field. That's such a huge edge. I just felt that the offense would not be playing up to par. They wouldn't be able to stop AP. And the fact that Lions secondary and the rest of that defense is pulling names out of the hat, because it seems every week someone's getting injured. So moving on, Marco D'Angelo, yeah, he had a losing day on Sunday. He did nail his best bet on Houston. I'm looking at Marco today. He is 27-15 the last 3 years on teams involving Pittsburgh-based across all sports, and obviously Monday Night Football tonight is the Steelers and the Chiefs. In the NBA, I'm looking at Scotty Spreitzer. He has a big 3-star going in the NBA, and he's on a 25-11 overall NBA run. Free selection for the pregame pros is Uncle Dave Essler. He likes Troy over Texas A&M. In college basketball, you can read his complete analysis at pregamepros.com. Click free picks in the right-hand nav and just summarize the Cliff Note version of Dave's analysis. He thinks A&M is too slow, which is going to offset the offensive rebounds, and then he feels that Troy shoots the ball well enough to keep them within reach for the cover. And Dave already has his Thursday night NFL triple dime up and loaded. Take advantage of that before the line moves. Free selection from the community users comes from Fred H63. He's on an 8-0 run. He is on the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight in Monday Night Football. My tip of the day is my last video that I did was in Las Vegas last week while I was visiting the pregame studios and going over some of the plans and big things going on at pregame. And me, Brian Leonard, and Marco D'Angelo sat down and we gave some basketball betting tips, talked about some key numbers, betting into and not out of conference play games, and a bunch of other things. It's really evergreen content. It's not specific to any day or any certain team, so it's something you could watch this year, next year, what have you. So definitely check that out at pregame.tv. I'm Johnny Detroit, the People's Champ. From me to you, let's start this week off positive, and as always, best of luck.